I mean, it was raw because every gig I had, every single engagement I had, every premiere I was going to give of a composer's work was just gone.
When everything went down at school with COVID, I think that was like the second week of March, first or second week of March, James sent me a message and he's like, all my premieres got canceled and everybody's concerts are getting canceled. We should do something about it. And he knew that I was very supportive of new music based on my past performance and participation in the new music ensemble at school.
We thought that we could still kind of get together in groups of less than 10, hence why we're called Less Than 10 Music. Because that's what the initial stage of quarantine was, no social gatherings of more than 10 people. But we quickly realized that that was not a sustainable nor healthy format as things were getting worse with the pandemic. So we immediately had to move to an online format.
James said, I want to start something. I want to put some recordings together. I want to put a live stream together.
But I think also what was cool is that every one of us brings something different to the team. So like the day before or the day school closed, people who had access to audio video equipment went to school and got everything that they possibly could and took it home.
To just say, you're going to have to trust that every other musician in this ensemble, in a configuration you've never played in before, we did not play together before this happened, is going to do a thing that fits with you is a terrifying endeavor. So you really just have to sit with the score, you have to figure out what your role is, and you kind of just have to do your best.
Okay, so preparing for each concert for Less Than 10. We usually have our concerts planned out months in advance now, actually. We can say that because when we first started out, it was sort of like week by week going, but now we have our concerts planned all the way through August at this point. So what that looks like, we have this week off where we can, prepare the music, whether it's written or not, we get the music during that off week. And the performers get to practice that during the off week. And then by Tuesday, a few days before the show, all recordings need to be submitted. And then our audio and video people get to editing that and mixing it together. There are people who are assigned to just audio. There are people assigned to just video. They both have the score, which details what the music, says and does. And we follow that, and then that helps us stay together.
The recording process obviously starts with some kind of instruction or click track that comes from an arranger. I set up my mics, my cameras, and I just record until I have a take or two that I can splice together personally so that I know that it's in time or it accomplishes what it needs to accomplish. That everybody goes through that process. We upload to a Google Drive, and we then have different mixing engineers and video editors who are assigned to each piece.
I'll say hello, you golden fellow, and sing to take you in.
I'm honestly kind of liking the DIY home aesthetic. I think if you go back on one of our recordings, Golden is the tune, one of James's songs, and you look at Nathan Noakes' video, his wife is reading on the couch in the background and the cat's asleep on the back of the couch. It's a kind of raw way to look at art because we usually finesse these things, right? We usually put on some kind of performance face, some kind of facade, some kind of aesthetic, and we don't have that right now.
We mostly do new works, music written in the 21st century, but we don't do that exclusively. We've played works by Bach, we've done works by Bartók, we do covers of jazz tunes like The Girl from Ipanema. So we're not exclusively new music. We do this sort of fusion, this kaleidoscope of genre, from songwriting to experimental music, concert music, classical music, contemporary music. But we do have this sort of new music edge to our collective.
Each one she passes goes.
Yeah, so far it's been really good reception. People like that we have kept going during this time where it's really easy to put a halt to all what you're doing. They like seeing that these people are coming together to make something new that we usually wouldn't get to do in our normal work environments. And also we get to perform new works by composers. People have written music for our group specifically. So we're putting new things out there with this new format.
So when concerts are available again, I'll be the first one buying my tickets. But I think that having the option to sit at home in your pajamas and still engage in a meaningful, living, breathing way is something that's probably going to last. So yeah, I think most of us, if not all of us in Less Than 10 are ready to keep this going in some capacity.
One thing I've appreciated is that a lot of the professors at the Butler School of Music, they've talked about how they feel this is representing the school well, and they're just really proud of what we're doing, which it feels really good that they're acknowledging it.
So now we made it for ourselves, and we hope to inspire other people to keep being active, to keep putting art out there, despite, how bleak things may seem, because we can be resilient and we can keep putting great stuff out there.
I think our mission statement says it all. We have up to this point been trying to instill a sense of hope in a kind of hopeless time. But I think that message has evolved with the band, because 2.5 months on, we're still here. And this is going to be our reality for a long time. So what I hope that our audience is getting out of this endeavor is that we're still here. We are still making, no matter what. We have chosen not to bend to this, pretty much no matter what. It's been challenging, it's been difficult, but every other week, Less Than 10 will be live streaming something. We have made something, and I think that's the most important thing right now.